Welcome to today's Guitar Boss podcast. We're just going to be talking about the New Year's, New Year, New Me saying. Okay, 2023 is just here, and we've got New Year, New Me. We hear this all the time. I bet you've said it yourself. And then as soon as January hits, we've got this massive burst of motivation. Really want to push ourselves, and we're going to go to the gym. We're going to call more leads. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We sound like, the biggest motivated person in the whole world. People think this person cannot fail. They're incredible. We all know January, carries on. The start of the year, the gyms are completely packed. This is a well-known thing. And by the end of January, they're completely empty. Well, maybe not completely, but you get my point. We all just start with this massive burst. We've just had a rest, potentially, depending on what you do, and then you're ready to hit it hard. The only issue with this is that we are trying to, base our whole life on waiting for bursts of motivation or having enough relaxation to then go hard again and work our long hours and push towards our next goal. But it's tricky. You can't just do that. You're going to run out of energy. You're not going to. You need to have a really good set routine that's manageable. You could do 1,000 push-ups in a day if you really pushed yourself. But then you'll probably only do it for one day. And if you're really crazy, maybe two. But if you did 10 to 20 a day and you did that throughout the year, then you're going to get this good build-up, over the year. Same with guitar practice. You know what it's like. We set this big goal and do this amazing song for a concert or something, and we bite off more than we can chew. We go hard 2-3 hours in the first few days, and then it slowly peters out because we can't keep up that high level. So even if you are just doing half an hour of key things for your business, for your guitar practice, for whatever you want to improve on, then having a manageable bite-sized chunks is the key. So what do we do? So it comes to the end of the Jan, and things aren't going exactly how we want. We have to be married to the process that we have put in place to reach the place we want to get to. So say like our goal is to get to 5k a month, 10k a month, whatever it is, to practice this amount of time a day, to play this particular song that you love. You've got to break it down into manageable daily chunks. If it's, a big concert, you're going to have to practice 30 hours for that one song, 2 songs, potentially. So then set yourself an hour a day to do that. Then, if it's an income set that you want to reach, so 5k a month, 10k a month, you need to work out exactly how many students you need to hit that. And say like you, for every 10 people who come through your door, you sign up 5, then that, let's just say they're $100 ahead. That's $500. So if you want to get to 10k, you need to sign up potentially 5 to 10 students a week to reach that goal. And there's going to be things that come up in the way, but if you know that you set up your ads, you set up 1 ad a week, and you get this many leads, and you call this many leads. As long as you just keep setting up new ads, keep calling the leads that come in, keep doing that, booking people in, eventually you're going to hit your goal. Okay, and if you can't handle any more hours, you could potentially go to group, or you could hire a teacher in, whichever way you want to go. You could hire a teacher for that one location, set up a new location, or just hire, get a bigger space to teach out of. Depends on what lifestyle you want. But I guess my point is you've got to marry that process that gives you the steps towards your goal. So for me personally, it's setting up an ad, once a week, or maybe once every couple of weeks, calling those leads or getting my team to call them. And if you really hate calling leads, hiring someone in to then take that over for you, booking appointments, getting in front of people, getting them in front of you, getting them to meet you online or face-to-face. And so if you're constantly making new ads, constantly calling people and trying to sign them up, then you will reach your goal eventually. But that needs to be your focus. Not if you're so focused on the 10k a month or the 5k a month or whatever your goal is, 20, 30, 40k, then if you're just focusing on that, that's the wrong focus. The focus needs to be the ads, the calling, the booking, the sales. Okay. And you've got to kind of ignore that you're trying to reach a certain monetary amount, because if you just obsess over that, then you're going to run out of steam. But if you just focus on those key tasks each day, you're going to reach your goal. Okay, so marry the process. If you want to earn more or teach more students, you have to start marketing more. So that could just be setting up Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, whatever you do. Get more leads in and close those leads. If you want to build an Instagram following or TikTok following or YouTube following, whatever it is, you've got to be doing shorts, you've got to be doing reels, you've got to be doing those short video content every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, posting, and eventually you'll get the following that you desire. So that you're selling a course, or you want to sell a course in the future, or you're trying to sell your album or your singles or whatever. If you just keep posting every day and try and draw people towards you, you build this audience. The bigger the audience, the more they like you, the more they love you, the more they trust you, the more they're likely to buy from you. So if you spend each day an hour working on your business, whatever that is, that particular goal that you're trying to reach, whether it's filming high quality content for your course and then posting on your social medias, doing your hashtags, trying to draw people towards you, you will build that following and you'll get the know, like, and trust factor, which is really, really key. So for example, you might not like pop music, but this guy called Charlie Puth, what he does is he records songs, but he films himself recording them as he goes. He explains, in little bits, what he's doing. He doesn't do 30 minute, 1 hour feature length films or whatever. He'll just do a quick TikTok or a quick whatever, and he'll just say, oh, what if I mix this and this? And then boom, 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 he makes these quick videos. It draws you in. You see the process. You're like, oh wow, he's put all of that together. And over time, you start to know, like, and trust him because he's, I think he's a cool guy. You might not agree, but whoever your person is who you are attracted to, they're doing something that you really like, okay? And the more they do it, the more they show their personality, they show what they're all about, you're going to get drawn towards them, okay? And then eventually you might be like, okay, I really like this person, they seem to know what they're talking about, they've got a deal on a course or this or that, and you'd be like, okay, I want to buy it. I want to buy their single for $2. I want to buy their course for $99. I want to buy their software for $97 a month, whatever it is. It's just drawing the right people in. So what do you need to do? So if you spend an hour a day working on your business and not in your business, what's the difference? In your business is like doing the day-to-day stuff. Working on your business just kind of gives you the overall view of what you need to do to move forward. Say when you call people, you're all nervous and you don't like it. You can either outsource that, like I mentioned before, or you could do sales training every single day. And even if you do get a salesperson, it's good just to train them. Okay, you need to give them an idea of what they need to be doing. And that will help you grow as well, because if you train them, they can train someone else and then that passes on. So if you're not working in your business, you work on your business. Help, hire people in to do the things you don't want to do if you've got the money, and you'll be able to grow. It's when I realized this that my business started to grow, and if I deviated from that business, things would stagnate, and I'll just be sitting there wondering why, what's going on. So say like I had a killer month, and I got to sign up 20 students, and it was really, really good, and I'm really happy. And I start thinking, if I just sign up 20 students every month, I'd be, I'd have tons of students. But then after I get the 20 students, I think, I need to manage them, I need to look after them and make sure that they're happy and blah, blah, blah. In reality, if I just switch my focus to doing exactly what I did in that month and continue to do that, I'm sure with the lessons and the infrastructure we have, they would be happy. But then, it's easy to start overthinking things and going down the wrong directions mentally, instead of just focusing on the key tasks, running those ads, putting organic posts out, calling the people who interact with you if they send your number and blah, blah, blah. So you probably know what you need to do. So you need to, imagine you were telling yourself what you need to do, like as a coach, you need to write that down and then go and do it. That's the main thing. Okay, so you probably know what you need to do. If you don't, then maybe it's time to ask someone else for help. You could go down the YouTube rabbit hole. It's always, so you can always learn a lot. You can listen to 5-10 different coaches talking about the same similar thing, and you write notes and you try and implement, blah, blah, blah. Depends what kind of person you are. Or if you really get stuck, you could just ask someone, ask for help. You could just DM people, or you could, see if there's a guru out there that you feel they could help. You could just ask them. But I know when I'm stuck, I have to put my pride aside and turn into the student again, and then just ask, how do you do things? You're more successful than me. You're further ahead than me. How do you do your setup? And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to throw everything you've done, everything you built up down the pan and just start again with whatever their business model is or whatever their setup is. But you could just take good things from what they're doing and implement it into your system and grow and learn new things. Putting what they say and what someone else says, put them together, sometimes you create your own ideas. That's the power of it. So you can learn and grow from other people. Just like, the students we teach and the students you teach, or whatever your setup is, they come to you because you're further ahead on guitar, or whatever instrument you're teaching. So because you're a step ahead, you can help them. Even if I was, 1 year ahead of someone else, I could still teach them stuff from the year that I've got, but, ahead of them. And as long as they're willing to learn and grow and be humble, you can teach them and help them grow. That's the whole point. That's why you teach. That's why a lot of teachers enjoy teaching kids, because you can see them learn and grow and move forward. And they're like a sponge, and they've got the time to practice and the time to focus. So if you get a great student, that's what it's like. And it's the same in business. It's the same running a guitar school, same as being a mum or a dad, same as being a brother or a sister. If you can see that things aren't working for you, if your relationships are not quite 100%, then if you see someone else with a really strong relationship and that's working really well for them, there's no harm in asking. Even if your relationships are great, there's no harm in asking or finding out a bit more about how to improve things. But if you've got a really bad relationship with someone and they're a really important part of your life, you need to go seek help. Well, you don't need to. I'm not telling you what to do, but you can go and seek help from someone who is in a good place and who is good with relationships. Then it'll help you do that. Or if you're losing a lot of guitar students, you could learn from someone who isn't losing a lot of guitar students and the churn is a lot smaller. And what are they doing? What systems do they have? How do they speak to their students? How can you learn from them? So just like students, they come learn and grow from you, so you can do it as well. You just got to remember, there's two modes that we're in. We're in performance modes, where we're just, everything we've learned, we're then sharing, but then we can also be in learning mode. Okay, so if people come to your lessons, generally you're in performance mode because you're just sharing what you know, what you've prepared. But if you're in learning mode, you're taking in information to then share. So the other great thing that I learned was, if you learn for two, learn for yourself, but learn it so that you can teach someone else. And then it really ingrains into your brain, because you know that you're going to have to share it with someone. You have to eloquently, articulate exactly what you're trying to say. Because sometimes you can take a concept in, but it's not quite formulated yet until you try and explain it to someone. I've found that even with my lessons and teaching, it's like, have I made it sound too complicated or too simple? Does it actually make sense for them? So find out the things you need to do each day to move towards your goal. And it won't be easy. Just for example, filming content every day, micro content, filming stuff for podcasts, blah, 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 takes energy and time. And if you feel like you're not getting money back for it, or if you're not getting something instantly back, or you get a negative comment or something like that, you can automatically just make you crumble and be like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. But ultimately, if you keep doing it, eventually you'll get to where you want to be. Okay, so will it be easy? Probably not. Is the process relatively simple? Potentially yes, depending on what you want to do. But just write it down. Write down 3, 4, 5 key tasks that you need to do every day to reach your goal, and then just marry that process. And even if you get great results or bad results, just keep going, pushing through. As long as you're marketing, calling the leads that come in, and putting yourself out there, things will happen eventually. Of course, whatever feedback you do get, if 100 people say you're doing it all wrong, or you get loads of negative comments, potentially don't do that thing. But if you get really good comments on something, then that if you replicate that success. It's like on my YouTube channel, it's nothing to brag about, but I did like a Jimi Hendrix style song where I did like a blues with wah and a bit of distortion, a bit of fuzz, sorry. And I just put Jimi Hendrix, style song, and it got 26,000 views, where all my other videos get like, between 5 and, I don't know, 300 is the next one or something. So I just happened to do that. And then, I replicated it by doing a tutorial on Jimi Hendrix, and I got, 400 or 500 views, which was more than the other ones. So I know if I keep doing Jimi Hendrix style things, that's a really popular thing. And if I do it well, then people are going to enjoy that, and I'm going to get the views. But another thing I did was a live practice session. So I just showed people how I practiced for 45 minutes. And it got like 5 views. So that's obviously, maybe if I kept doing it, it would build some traction. But ultimately, I know if I put Jimi Hendrix in the title, or a famous guitarist, and I focus on that, then, the more I do that, the more views I'm going to get. And if I get good comments on it, like I did a Queen Bohemian Rhapsody solo breakdown, and it wasn't 100% perfect now that I look back on it, but at the time I thought it was pretty good, like good enough. I just wanted to get it out, like I didn't want to overanalyze it. And I got some negative comments for that. And so I know that if I'm going to do a more tricky solo, I need to do it really, really perfectly, and I really need to nail it before I try and teach it. I can't be 80% right or 90%. I can't make any tiny mistakes. So all these things seem really, really obvious, but sometimes you just have to put yourself out there and get it out, and then see what happens, see what you get back from people, and then move on from there. But the base things need to stay the same: advertising, putting content out there, putting yourself out there. People need to see you, they need to know what you're about, you know what I'm trying to say. And potentially the final thing that I should have said at the start is maybe just pick a niche. I always say make an avatar sheet, but I've taken loads of courses, and they all say do this avatar sheet, pick what kind of person it is. Are they like a married dad with 2 kids, and they got this kind of job and this kind of salary and blah 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 blah. But ultimately you don't know what kind of buyers are going to come through for you. I would just pick a general niche like blues music. You can niche down further, like Delta blues or something, or like 40s jazz, whatever it is. I'd more go for that and see what kind of buyers are attracted to you. And if you see that it's all like 40 to 55-year-old men from the US, then that's your avatar, if that makes sense. You might already know that just by a bit of data analysis or market research. But if you just get very specific with your avatar and you're trying to speak to that one person, that might not be the ideal buyer for your particular product. So anyway, focus on the key tasks, whatever they are, adapt as you get feedback. Don't ask your friends and family, just see how the real world people who you're trying to attract react to things. Whatever is going well, do more of it. And then whatever isn't going so well, if you get negative comments, like a whole load, not just 1 or 2 trolls, but if you take that feedback on, see how you can adjust it, and then move forward from there. So let's make 2023 the best year yet. Hope you reach all your goals and dreams this year, however small or big they are. Stay positive and do it for you, do it for your family, do it for your students, for your community that you live in. Do it for all of these great things. Okay, so thanks for listening. This has been Guitar Boss, and I will speak to you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.